I used to hate kids. To me, they were snot-nosed, self-centered, crazy little things. When my kids were born, though, I started to see children differently. Walking down the street, I found myself wondering whether the child holding her mother's hand was safe and happy, and whether she would have all the opportunities she deserved. The answer to that question is complex. It involves systems like education, housing, and health. It's dependent on family dynamics. That's why the work I do within the county is complex. There are many systems that contribute to a child's success. These are big, messy, long-term, slow-churning system complications. Ensuring our kids are successful can be overwhelming, and simultaneously trying to change multiple systems that are feeding those challenges can feel impossible. But these are the problems that get me out of bed every day. In trying to improve education, there are so many things out of my control. The education system as a whole, the housing system, and the job market all play into how a child performs in school. Still, I feel a deep sense of responsibility to help, even if I'm not fully in control. I always say that I'm either overly optimistic or hopelessly naive. Perhaps it's a bit of both. Perhaps a lack of cynicism is necessary to keep working towards change. More practical coworkers sometimes say, "We don't control these systems. Why should we spend our time on what we can't control?" I've never been convinced by that argument. Do we only fight the fights we can win, or do we fight the fights that are worth fighting? I wish pure optimism was enough to make it happen, but there are key elements that must be in place to tackle any complex problem. Resources like staff and research, relationships and support between partners, as well as within partner organizations, structures like committees and work groups. Every day I focus on how to support and build these connections. Every day I try to mute those voices that say these problems are too difficult to solve. I forget all the reasons why it may not work and find that one reason why it will. The other day, I drove past a little 18-month-old boy walking alone along a busy street. I immediately pulled over and, taking his hand, went door to door, asking if this was their child. By the time we found his home, the little boy had asked for Uppy and was sitting comfortably on my hip. I handed over the toddler, snot nose and all, to his panicked grandparents and breathed a silent prayer for his future.